everyone. Welcome to Jesus Is. My name is Josh. I want to thank all those who have subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider it. I just want to take this time to say how I've dedicated this channel solely on Jesus Christ. Jesus came down from heaven, born as a man, came to show us who the Father really is. Jesus died and he rose again on high. And then he sent his Holy Spirit, Jesus' Spirit, down to invade our lives. In this episode, Jesus comes down and invades a young man's life. In his early Christian walk, he struggled with thoughts, and he tried to take it in his own hands. Then Jesus came into his life. Let's see how Jesus invaded his. Hey everyone, welcome to Jesus Is. My name is Josh. Today we have a guest. His name's Bradley. We're going to talk about Bradley's testimony and how he came to Jesus through his life. So, Bradley, let's start off with the first question. The first question is how did your family, did they teach you about Jesus when you were little, or when did you come to know Jesus?
I didn't really start to know Jesus until maybe 3 years ago.
Oh,
When?
so you were still a teenager.
Yeah.
Okay. So when your family dynamic, you have a mother, and explain your family.
So my father's not currently in the picture. I have 3 brothers and a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
I live with 1 brother and a sister.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest child in the house. I live with my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And then did your grandma, grandpa, or any of your extended family go to church?
No.
Did they talk about God at all?
No.
No God in your life at all?
Nope.
Not until a couple of years ago?
Yep.
Okay. So what was life growing up? It was just living for yourself?
Yep.
Living every day? And
Doing my plan better than God's.
So a couple of years ago, when you started, what happened? What was the process of learning about God?
So me and my family started going to church like semi-regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Then we fizzled out because it wasn't really working in our family, so we just stopped going.
Okay.
Overall. Then because it wasn't doing much for us as in a family, because we wanted both the world and God.
Yeah.
We wanted both of them,
Mm-hmm.
and that really doesn't work.
No.
So
how did you figure that out?
Well, I ended up trying to overdose.
Okay.
And
why'd you do that?
Because life just didn't really seem appeasing anymore. Just was boring, and nothing was really fun.
So, okay. But you were going to church,
mm-hmm.
and then it wasn't working for you.
Yep.
You weren't learning much, you weren't getting it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you said you overdosed, so you tried
mm-hmm.
to end yourself.
Yes.
What was your mindset of trying to do that? Where you felt alone, or what?
Because at the moment I didn't really think there was a God, because if there was, then nothing bad would ever happen. And if there was, he should already be working in my life.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, there's no God, then there's really no true purpose for being around on this
Okay.
earth.
So if you actually died, where did you think you were going?
Just absence.
Absence, nothing. At school, what's it like there? What do the kids believe that you're around, that you hung around?
None of them really believed in anything. Oh, there might be a God, but I'll figure out when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is, well, he should be forgiven enough to forgive me.
Okay. So take us through the mindset. So you said there was no purpose,
mm-hmm.
and you decided to end it.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So after you're in the when did you realize there was something?
When I realized, oh, there is a God.
Yeah.
It was probably late last April.
How long after you overdosed?
Like a month.
A month, yeah. So now you realize there is a God.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the process after that?
Because it really started when I was in the hospital, getting ready to transfer over to the mental facility.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Jeff and Pastor Renee showed up,
mm-hmm.
and Pastor Jeff talked to me for like a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, if there isn't a God, then he has no greater intentions to be here, because I can't benefit him anything.
Okay.
So then he got me connected with Mark, and
Yeah.
then we started going to Corey on Saturdays regularly.
Right.
Then I started going for maybe first few weeks. I said, whatever, I'll do this to appease him. Maybe this time it'll work.
Yeah.
Then I started.
So you weren't really into it even after you tried.
Yeah.
But it was a process that you got in. So you're going to church with your poppy, your friend.
Yeah.
And he's taking you to church, and you're listening to the services. People that don't have Christ don't have a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11 talks about that future and a hope. People who don't serve Christ don't have the fruits of the Spirit found in Galatians 5:22. The fruits of the Spirit include love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. You need Jesus to have these fruits, and genuine fruits are a choice. You have to choose to love. You have to choose to have patience. You have to choose to have peace. You have to choose to have kindness. You have to choose to have these fruits. You must have the Spirit of God to genuinely have these fruits. Bradley did not have these genuine fruits. He had no purpose in this life. So he figured his life wasn't valuable. But God had a plan for him. He had a future for him. He had a hope for him. To fulfill that plan, God had to get to Bradley. And through the tragedy of what Bradley went through, God got to him eventually. And he's taking you to church, and you're listening to the services, and things started changing for you?
Yeah.
So what did you notice?
Because I noticed no one would really do anything if they didn't have an ulterior motive.
Okay.
And I mean, going to church, you don't get anything from it, especially just sitting there.
Right.
So there has to be a reason these people are faithfully coming and going, which I learned that it's because, well, you do get stuff there. You get Jesus.
Right.
And that's greater than any rich you can get on the earth.
Right.
And
so it just clicked for you, or did it just listening to the sermons? Did you sense God? Did you Jesus in your life?
Yeah, because I was at Corey, and it started to feel like, oh wow, this Bible can't be a human-made book, so it has to be something else that created the Bible.
Right.
Because no human could make the Bible in a nutshell.
Right. It's how interconnected it is and how it was wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So you're learning, and now you're becoming faithful with the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And I know this because you go to the youth group that we belong into, and you've invited a lot of youth to it, and you like going there, plus you like going to church. So what do you think your purpose is now? What the mindset has changed?
Yeah. So I feel like my purpose now is being alive, is to help teach Jesus to people slowly. Because I mean, realistically, I was hurting at the one point, but I wanted to end it all. And I don't really want anyone to have to ever go through that. So I feel like my purpose is that I can now teach Jesus to people to the point where, oh, well, this is real. I can get on board with this.
Yeah, there's another way than the way that you chose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when you talk about, do you talk about Jesus to your classmates?
I usually try to become friends with them before I do it.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not very well liked at school. I have maybe 5 friends, and we regularly talk about Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I know you brought a bunch of, I would say you have brought the most kids to the youth group that I've known since I've been doing it. So you definitely have a heart for bringing people to God, even if it's just to youth, but like introducing. Well, I'm assuming now that you have purpose in life, and you know that there is Jesus in your life, you're going to probably seek him for your decision making and for your life choices.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's this experience affected your family?
I've seen my family become more connected with the people in the church. Well, I've been a lot more connected, and then been able to come home and talk to my family about it.
Right.
And they seem to at least semi like it.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, have they seen a change in you? Is what I'm pretty much asking.
Yeah.
Have they seen a change in your demeanor? So, what has Jesus been doing in your life and affecting your heart?
Realistically, I used to be so scared of people I couldn't talk to anyone new.
Yeah.
Either they had to be introduced from a friend and a group of people to even talk about the simplest things. But now I feel like Jesus has been working in me to be able to talk to strangers, to have conversations with them, and to slowly edge them into God.
Okay. Do you know more about what the word says? I believe you did before, but like after reading it more and more, do you you know why Jesus came to this earth? And
Yeah.
Why did he come to this earth?
To save us sinners, because we could not do it on our own.
Right, and proclaim a new way, the gospel, which is a new way for people. Yep. So, what would you say to the young adult or the kid that's in school that's being bullied, that's being picked on, maybe for the way they look, or maybe for their religion, or maybe they need an outlet? What would you say to that kid that is thinking about the suicidal thoughts?
Realistically, it's never, ever worth it, because it's really just a major inconvenience. Even if like you do go through it, then that's the rest of your eternity just thrown away.
Right.
Well, we're only here on this earth for a blink of a second. That once blink of a second we can really use to aim to help people. Even if it's not, oh, I'm a Christian, it can be outletted through helping others.
Right.
And helping others is honestly a really good outlet to help frustration in the inside of you. And I feel like Christianity is actually an amazing way to do that.
Right.
Because it's first you're being faithful to serve God, and in the process you help other people as well.
Yep. Good. Thanks for watching this video of Bradley and his testimony. Many young adults go through depression and suicidal thoughts, and they feel alone. They don't have Jesus. Bradley never grew up with Jesus, and he never had Jesus, so he had no future and no hope. But when Jesus connected with him, Bradley can now share the gospel with others that may be going through difficult times as he did. He can share the gospel and tell other young adults that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that Jesus can use them so they do feel like they have purpose. They'll know that this life is just a mist, a vapor. You can have eternal purpose after this life. You can have eternal love after this life. Bradley can now share that purpose and love with others through Jesus Christ, and by sharing the gospel that there is a new way, and not that you have to live in crappy life that they are living in. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.